Marcus Hale had everything a man could want: wealth, status, and influence. He lived in a luxurious Miami penthouse overlooking the ocean, drove the most expensive cars, and attended high-profile business events. To the outside world, Marcus was the image of success, a man who had worked hard to build an empire. But behind the closed doors of his perfect life, he was hiding a secret that could destroy everything. That secret was Lily Grant, a 24-year-old aspiring model, with beauty that turned heads wherever she went. Their relationship began as a casual arrangement. Marcus enjoyed the thrill of youth and beauty, while Lily loved the gifts, trips, and money he provided. It was supposed to be simple: no strings, no drama, just pleasure and luxury. For Marcus, it was an escape from the pressures of his marriage and corporate life. But what started as a harmless indulgence grew into something more complicated. Marcus found himself addicted to the excitement Lily brought into his life. He bought her designer clothes, luxury handbags, and even a brand new car. He told himself it was just money, that he was still in control. Yet deep down, he knew this wasn't just about money anymore. Lily had a hold on him, and it scared him. Marcus's biggest fear was exposure. His wife, Evelyn, was not just his partner, but also the key to his fortune. She owned a large share of his company, and if she discovered the affair, Marcus could lose everything: his marriage, his business, and his reputation. The thought kept him awake at night. He needed Lily to stay silent, and for a while, she did. But secrets have a way of unraveling, and Marcus was about to learn how quickly a perfect life can spiral into chaos. As the months passed, Lily's demands grew bolder. What started as shopping sprees and luxury dinners turned into something far more expensive. She wanted more than gifts. She wanted security. One afternoon, she told Marcus she wanted a luxury condo in her name. For Marcus, that was the breaking point. He had already spent nearly $500,000 on her, and the thought of handing over property made him furious. When he refused, everything changed. Lily's sweet demeanor vanished, replaced by a cold, calculating attitude. She no longer smiled at his jokes or praised his generosity. Instead, she made subtle threats that sent chills down his spine. She hinted at what Evelyn might say if she ever found out about the affair. She even reminded Marcus that the media loved scandals involving powerful men. Marcus tried to calm her down, but Lily had grown fearless. She began saving evidence: screenshots of their messages, photos of them together, even voice recordings. She stored everything on her phone and a backup drive, just in case. For Marcus, it felt like a trap tightening around his neck. Every time his phone buzzed, his heart raced. He imagined his world collapsing with a single leak. He considered paying her off one last time, but Lily's tone made it clear: this wasn't about money anymore. She wanted control, and she had it. Marcus's empire was at stake, and so was his marriage. He couldn't afford a scandal, not with a multi-million-dollar merger underway. The pressure was suffocating, and the fear consumed him day and night. Then came the moment he never thought possible. A dark thought entered his mind, simple, final, and terrifying. If Lily was gone, so was the problem. At first, he tried to push it away, but the idea lingered, growing stronger until it became the only solution he could see. Marcus spent days crafting the perfect plan. He knew one mistake could ruin everything, so every detail had to be flawless. His mind raced with possibilities: car accidents, staged robberies, even making it look like an overdose. But all those ideas seemed too risky. Then, the answer came: the beach house. Secluded, quiet, and miles away from prying eyes. It was the perfect setting for what he intended to do. He invited Lily for a weekend getaway, framing it as a romantic escape to rekindle their spark. He spoke softly on the phone, making her believe he wanted to make things right. Lily, blinded by the promise of luxury and affection, agreed without hesitation. She packed her designer clothes, her expensive jewelry, and her phone filled with secrets, unaware she would never return home. The first evening felt like any other of their trips. The ocean breeze carried the sound of waves as they sat on the deck, sipping wine under a starry sky. Marcus played his role perfectly: charming, calm, and attentive. Hidden in his pocket was a vial of powerful sedatives he had purchased days earlier. As they talked and laughed, he slipped the drug into her glass, watching her drink without suspicion. Minutes later, Lily's words began to slow. Her head grew heavy, her eyelids drooping as the drug took effect. Marcus waited patiently, his heart pounding so loud he could barely hear the ocean. When she was too weak to move, he acted quickly. He lifted her limp body, carried her to the edge of the deck, and pushed her into the dark, swirling waters below. The waves swallowed her whole, erasing the evidence in seconds. Marcus stood there, breathing heavily, staring into the Black Sea. In his mind, it was over. He had solved the problem. Or so he thought. 2 days later, the ocean gave up its secret. A fisherman spotted something tangled in seaweed near a rocky inlet, a lifeless body drifting with the tide. When authorities arrived, they confirmed it was Lily Grant. At first glance, it looked like a tragic accident. The official report suggested she had fallen into the water and drowned. But when the autopsy came back, everything changed. Traces of a powerful sedative were found in her system, a dose far too strong to be accidental. The discovery turned the case from a simple drowning into a homicide investigation. Detectives began piecing together Lily's life, and what they found painted a very different picture. Bank records revealed a trail of money flowing from Marcus to Lily, lavish gifts, expensive trips, and large cash transfers. Digging deeper, investigators uncovered messages on Lily's phone hinting at blackmail. She had confided in a close friend about Marcus, telling her that he was afraid of losing everything and had threatened her. That friend, shaken by the news of Lily's death, came forward to the police with screenshots of their conversations. Soon, Marcus found himself under intense scrutiny. Detectives questioned him about the weekend trip, and while he tried to appear calm, his story was filled with small inconsistencies. Phone records placed him near the beach house on the night Lily died, and surveillance cameras caught him buying sedatives just days before the trip. The perfect crime Marcus believed he had committed was unraveling. Every new piece of evidence drew the noose tighter around his neck. What he thought would vanish into the sea was now resurfacing in headlines across the country. The case that was supposed to disappear had become a media sensation, and Marcus Hale was the prime suspect. The courtroom was packed as Marcus Hale faced trial for the murder of Lily Grant. The case had captured national attention, and every detail of his double life was now public. The prosecution presented a damning narrative, a wealthy man so desperate to protect his reputation and fortune that he resorted to cold-blooded murder. They laid out the evidence piece by piece, the sedative purchase, the bank transfers, the threatening messages, and the eyewitness accounts placing him at the beach house. Marcus's defense team argued fiercely, claiming Lily's death was a tragic accident. They suggested she had been drinking, stumbled near the water, and drowned. But the toxicology report told a different story. The sedative levels in her system were enough to render her unconscious. Combined with the financial motive and Lily's threats, the jury saw through Marcus's lies. After weeks of testimony, the verdict came swiftly, guilty of first-degree murder. The sentence, life in prison without the possibility of parole, was read aloud as Marcus sat motionless, his once perfect world shattered. His company crumbled, investors pulled out, and Evelyn filed for divorce the same day the verdict was announced. The man who once lived in luxury was now reduced to a prison cell with nothing but regrets. In the aftermath, Lily's story became a warning shed across social media and news outlets. Her friends revealed how she had feared Marcus in her final days, but no one expected the lengths he would go to silence her. As Marcus adjusted to life behind bars, one haunting reality remained. He had done it all to keep his secret safe, yet in the end, that very secret destroyed him. A deadly affair meant to stay hidden became his ultimate downfall, proving that no amount of wealth can bury the truth forever.